I mean, I called it.
What did you call?
Okay, so the minute after Far From Home ended, I said, Johnny, I mean, more like frantic, like, I said, Johnny, he's going to need a lawyer, and I bet you it's going to be Matt Murdock, a.k.a. Daredevil. And I was like, if it's not the guy, I think his name's Charlie Cox or something. I can't remember his name. I shouldn't because I'm a huge fan. But he terrible names though. But he played in the Daredevil show, and I was like, everyone, like the whole community around him, they're like, he needs to be in the MCU. If there's a Daredevil in the MCU,
Yeah.
it needs to be him. And he walked in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, basically, you're going to need a really good lawyer. And then he catches, I don't know if you can see, but he catches the brick without even looking.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't matter if he looked.
I know. But because he's blind.
He's gay. I mean, he's blind.
And they're like, how did you do that? He's like, I'm a really good lawyer. And I'm like, oh, I looked at Johnny because Johnny was sitting right next to me.
You didn't look at me, you broke my arm.
That's true. I looked at him and I was like, this movie could be shit.
Yeah, you literally.
And I don't care.
You literally said, I don't care if the rest of the movie is trash. That made the whole movie for me.
Yeah, I mean, and if you don't know, Daredevil, other than the Hulk, is my favorite superhero.
Yeah.
So I was like, movie made. But then
Then more things happened.
yeah.
So overall, are you a fan of the movie? Because Jeff was not.
I'm a huge fan, and I don't even care if it's just for nostalgia. I don't care. And obviously, people have seen our channel before, and so we already know like all the spoilers. But oh my gosh, dude, when I saw,
You can spoil everything.
Yeah.
This is
when Ned was like, find Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and when I saw Andrew, I knew it was him. I knew right away. I was just like,
There he is.
yeah. And oh my gosh, dude, I cried. I don't even know if Johnny looked at me or not, but I was tearing up because yes, I grew up with Toby. Toby will always be my first Spider-Man, but Andrew Garfield, I think he did it better. I mean, I showed you Andrew Garfield and you're like, yup.
Yeah.
This guy is amazing Spider-Man.
He was.
And
he portrays the character the best.
I agree. He's a better actor out of all three of them. I think.
Well, for sure. But if you think of like what Spider-Man actually is as like a comic book character, Andrew did it the most.
I think he nailed it. Like a lot of people have been seeing posts. They're like, "Oh, you didn't care about Andrew until this movie came out." And I'm like, "No, he's my favorite." That's why we want to talk about my favorite scene out of the entire movie, other than obviously that little Daredevil scene. That's just a little fun scene.
Can I guess?
I bet you could guess it.
When he saves MJ.
Yeah. Just, I've seen so many videos of people like from the movie theater showing that scene.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's so I think it's just such a powerful scene. Like he got his redemption. Like MJ's falling, Tom Holland jumps after her, Green Goblin takes him out, and just out of just first reaction, he's like, no, and he just dives after her.
Yeah.
And you can tell like he didn't care. Like in the first one, he could like when he's trying to
save Gwen,
you kind of see what was going on like through his head. Like he was trying to do his best, like to like be safe about it.
Yeah.
This one, he like didn't give two shits. He just dove.
Yeah.
Caught her and then worried about
what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see like you've seen the scene, he lands like hard on his feet.
Yeah.
And then he's just like looking at her and he's just like,
well, I think he's like, I'm not going to catch her with a web. Like, I'm going to grab her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like looking at her and he's like, you can tell he's starting to cry. And he's like, are you okay? And she's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, it's just so cute. Like, I don't know. That's my favorite because he got his redemption, you know?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. Best Spider-Man. I don't care what anyone says.
So you think he's the best out of all three of them?
I do. I think so.
Because everybody, I know Ben's is Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is Toby for nostalgic reasons.
Well, yeah, but that's...
Although I think Andrew portrays it better.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like... I feel like everyone has like their generation of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And mine is Tobey.
Yeah.
But I just think the movies like quality I think is better.
Is it really Tobey? Because you were like 4 or 5 years old when that first movie came out.
Hey man, that's what you grow up and watching, man.
I suppose, yeah.
Because by the time the Andrew Garfield one came out, I was in high school. So I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, I would still say definitely the Tobey Maguire would be my one that I grew up with. Obviously,
Andrew does play it better though. He just does.
He does. And dude, they shit on him in those movies so much. First, Chief Stacy or whatever his name is, dies, and then and then Gwen Stacy dies,
and then the next movie Gwen Stacy dies.
He's just like, shit.
Which is crazy.
But that's why I like, because he gets his redemption in that movie, and like I like because he didn't feel as cool as the other Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and Tobey kept saying, "No, you're amazing, man. You're amazing." And it's funny because he's the only one called the Amazing Spider-Man.
I know.